Next, ready? Okay. All right.
Good afternoon, friends. My topic is peaceful use of nuclear energy. As we all know that nuclear energy is used to produce electricity we use in our daily life. We all know that the nuclear energies, one of the three ranked countries are US, China, and US, China, and Russia, and the fourth rank is India. As you all know that the peaceful use of nuclear energy is used to is much is much better to use a coal which produce more polluted element and make our environment polluted. As we all know that the nuclear energy produced in our country uh, supplies about 50% of electricity in our country. As and one of the hazards of the nuclear energy is the nuclear pollutants. If it is not stored in a proper manner, then it may harmful for the nearby cities. There may be a radiation cause which causes the people make their DNA mutant, or the childbirth is at the child birth in the cities or nearby cities, they are handicapped or some mental issue. As we all know that the one of the hazards of the nuclear energy is the weapon use of nuclear energy. Like one example is Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, that it destroyed the whole Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That the near about 20 to 30 years, the children's birth in their countries are handicapped, and they face many problems like uh, starvations, natural calamities also. And
Concluded.
okay, from this I like to end my lecture. Thank you.
Okay. Mike, please. Okay. Sit. All right. The topic was peaceful use of nuclear energy. Although there were other topics on which you could have perhaps spoken more beautifully, topic like criminalization of politics. I think even the roadside chaiwala, if you invite him, he will speak for 1 hour on it. You know, criminalization in politics, corruption related to it. Then there was child labor, on which perhaps you could have spoken, but you chose this topic. Fine, good thing. Why good thing? Because anyone who is preparing for SSB, preparing for any kind of government exam, preparing for civil services, state public service commissions, there are three types of securities you must be knowing inside out. One is food security, one is water security, one is energy security. You must be knowing this topic inside out. Now here, how you should have gone about this topic, if at all, you'll prepare in the future, how you should study it is that, friends, when any country is developing, when any country is growing in terms of economy, its hunger for power is visible everywhere. Okay, power in the sense electricity. Okay, if a country like ours has to grow at around 9% per year, okay, GDP, then it is estimated that our power requirement will increase by 6% at least every year. So every developing country is energy hungry. All right, now what is the problem with our power sector? 75%, 70 to 75% of our power is generated by thermal power plants. Thermal means coal based. Okay, and they are the single largest source of environmental pollution of carbon emission coming from a country like India. Okay, so we have to anyways cut down on it because of environmental reasons. So we need alternate sources. First of all, we have to cut down on the existing source. We need more energy every year. So both ways we need to have alternate sources. So, nuclear energy is a very good alternative for a country like India. Okay, and with this vision in mind, we had planned that by 2022 we will increase our renewable energy from around 7 gigawatts to 22 gigawatts. Sorry, we'll add around 22 gigawatts every year. That was our plan from 2015. But in the first few years, we were not able to add more than 7 gigawatts per year. So we are working towards, alternate sources. You could have spoken a little about what goes into generating power from nuclear energy. Uranium, one of the most important things. And that is why when Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, was in office for the first year, 2014 to 15, he traveled to countries like Kazakhstan, countries like Australia, and signed agreements for supply of uranium. That was one of his top priorities because we need energy. Okay, all right. So that is there. So it will help us generate a lot of energy. Okay, you could have spoken about that. Then yes, you could have spoken about the nuclear waste it generates. That nuclear waste is generated throughout Europe, even in countries like Germany. They are actively working towards decommissioning those nuclear plants they already have, which generate power, and move towards other sources because there is no way to get rid of nuclear waste. You'll have to keep it somewhere, you'll have to dump it somewhere. Wherever you will dump it, there will be a big problem. You could have spoken about that. Then you could have spoken about some of the hazards that you have, some of the risks you have when you are creating this power plants. You could have perhaps even spoken about which countries are helping us in this. Russia is helping us. France's company Arriva is helping us in building reactors. Some of the reactors, if at all there is any earthquake where the reactor is, it will result in massive disaster, the kind we had in Chernobyl. So you could have spoken about that, right? Chernobyl, Ukraine. Now it's in news from last few months. So, and then you conclude that overall we can say, friends, that for a country like ours, it is the need of the hour, and at least for the foreseeable future, it will be a reliable source of energy which will not only help us develop as a nation, but will also help us cut down on our emissions. So it is a good option. With that, I would like to end my lecture. Thank you. Okay. ऑल दीज थिंग्स. ठीक है, थोड़ा कंस्ट्रक्ट करो चीजों को. चलो नेक्स्ट.